Did you know that essential oils have thousands of uses? Yeah. Like, for instance, you seem grumpy. Did you know that rubbing lavender oil on the bottom of your feet helps you be less grumpy? Anyway, if you'd like to sign up to become a distributor, don't worry. Maddie is here to help you. Maddie is here to assist. Maddie is me. I am Maddie. Maddie is going to help you sign up. Hi there. I'm Maddie. If you would like to not sign up to become a distributor for essential oils, then leave! Why are you here? Get the hell out of here! I'm so sorry. I was overcome by the Holy Spirit and started speaking in tongues. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, if you would like to sign up, or if you just like a little bit of a tour of the crevasse where we sell and produce these essential oils, just take a look around. Take a look around or talk to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
I don't even know what to say, but I found that yesterday. And if y'all don't follow Aaron or Dan Ban Bam, you should. He is hilarious. Oh, did I mess this up? Listen, I was going to have things ready to go, but they are not ready to go. I need to actually move my camera. Oh, how am I going to move my camera? I have no idea. Problems are happening as we speak because I don't know how to connect my face cam so that I can read a book. How is everyone? Hello. Oh my God. I also have to play, you know what? Like, Amy Wilding in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. Holy moly. Guacamole. Happy Thursday. What am I going to say? What sound? You know what? In honor of, I don't know. Star Wars? No, Star Trek?
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Damn it, man, I'm a doctor, not a physicist. Good God, man.
Thank you so much. I don't know what to do. I'm like, how do I solve this problem? I don't know how to solve it because my drive is connected to my computer and I don't know how to connect something else because all of my ports are being used. Thank you. Here's problem number 1. I have saved the opening of this book for y'all. However, we need to figure out how to connect this nonsense immediately. That's not a chord. What do I do? What do I do? Good morning or good afternoon or good evening to whoever's here. I'm in Top Chat Purgatory. Escape with me now. Oh my God. Talk amongst yourselves. I gotta figure this out. It's exhausting being this messy. I have to disconnect. 1 second. Sorry. Oh God. Oh my God. Okay. Holy shit. Hold on. Thank y'all for your patience. 1 second. Is this quitting? Okay. Eject now. Okay, we're ejected. We're safe. We're safe. Please don't look at me. I know, I'm being psychotic a little bit. Holy shit. I know. When I started streaming 7 years ago. No, when I started streaming, I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm gonna only show oh my God, my arms up. And then I just showed more of my body than I ever wanted to show just now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna move myself over here. We've already covered. God damn it. Okay, we are going to add. It's okay. Add. No. Add. Close enough. Rotate, you unwieldy machine. Rotate, rotate. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. I don't want to show my body, though. Dang it. It needs to be shorter. It's okay. I had initially taken down my craft setup because I was going to try to get my dad to have his own camera. Oh my God, I just showed you my whole body. This is the worst day. And then I realized we could use the same camera. Thanks, Michelle. And we're seeing some reflection, but this should fix itself. Maybe? Lord. Flippity flop. Technical difficulties. Am I your most naive yet dirtiest friend y'all have? Maybe. This is the book. No, this is not going to be the shiny because this is plastic. I wanted to open this with you all. Oh my god. Oh, thanks. I mean, if I could wear a wig, I'd probably wear one, but my hair's kind of a lot to handle. Hello. Oh my god, what happened, Lynn? Thanks, Kat. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm here. I'm. This is the book, and I'm trying to get all this situated so that y'all see the book and as little of me as possible. Although my drink is gonna be right here, and if this isn't gonna be big enough, then we will make it my background. Okay. What is something you say at a funeral but not in bed? And go. God. All right. We're going to open the book. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I am going to put it behind me. This is odd. I'm not going to have a edge on it. I am going to put it behind this. Okay. I don't know what to do. You know what we can do? Oh. Yes, I've got hair. I'm feeling very, like, not myself today, meaning, like, I'm very, nervous and not very confident, so I'm not really super confident most of the days, but that's okay. This is dōTERRA Bible. They will say, oh, we don't, that's not officially printed by dōTERRA. I don't care. Because all of the little dōTERRA-lings, and if you're in dōTERRA, that's a very kind word. It's, you know, people who believe in dōTERRA. I didn't say dōTERRA-ites. I said dōTERRA-lings. Will tell you to buy this book. Who funded this book? The live chat. Is it always this quiet? Oh my god. The 8th edition. Yes. And so we're going to open it together. Unboxing. I thought I should have named it. We're going to rip the plastic off together. It's called The Essential Life, the world's most trusted essential oil reference guide. And you know why we bought this? Because our bestie, Veronica Bay, now Schreier, was mentioning things that essential oils could help with. And as she said, cancer and tumor, she said, oh, wait, I don't want to say something inappropriate. And I said, yep, I did the disclaimer right after Aaron reacting to Dan Ban Bam. Our book. I will say, love the cover, love the matte finish, love the graphic. It's damaged, but what do we care? Yes, I am throwing my trash on the floor. Okay. I don't know how to do this. I'm like off-centered. I don't know. Oh, we're gonna have to take the green screen off this. Hold on. Let me take the green screen off of this. There we go. Look at this. Take the essential quick reference guide with you wherever you go for free. Does anyone want this scanning code? Do you want this? Scan it for free. Oh, it's okay. Look at this. Look at all these. Y'all can't see everything. Hold on. Let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. I am zoomed out. Dang it. Okay. This is, am I on the struggle bus? Maybe. Welcome to my live stream where everything's messed up. That's okay. Oh. Oh my God. Sorry. I don't know what's happening. I'm doing my best. I'm trying so hard. We're so crooked right now on my desk. It's okay. It's okay. You're not late. I'm having trouble with everything. I don't think I'm gonna need my keyboard right now, so I'm gonna put it in there. I'm just gonna use my mouse. I need to brighten it up. Hold on. My kazoo, see off. Let me brighten this up a little bit. Hopefully. It's just the pages are big, you know. I need to raise it up a smidge. I watch my live streams back. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes. Today I learned that you hum into kazoos, not blow. What? Also, this is scabbing up nicely. I'm not going to show you my hand on purpose, but if I do accidentally show y'all, it's an accident, okay? I don't have a Band-Aid on it. God dang it. Go back. All right. Okay. This is the dōTERRA Bible. They will not say it's dōTERRA Bible, but we heard it on Veronica Bay. This is the book that she was using and she was reading off of. They didn't need to sequence the human genome. They just needed essential oils. Burn. Wait, what? Which part? Is this me? God dang it. Okay. Gifts of the earth. You know what we should do? Pretty good. Oh no, I messed it up. It's off. There we go. That's a little better. Sorry. I can't stop doing this. Oh no. You know what I'll do? Why didn't I think of this before? Sorry, my arm is ugly. Is this okay? Perfect story time with DC. Let's go. It's not perfect. I know it's not perfect. Okay. And I know it's not. Technically, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this to an author. I would never. Sorry. I know. I'm having a rough day. The Essential Life The information contained in this book has not been evaluated or approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration or any other regulatory agency. You don't say. Look at this. We can read together. Oh my God. I did not know that I could do this. Total Wellness Publishing LLC is a third-party company. Can any detectives prove that? Where's my naughty book? You're going in the naughty book because we're going to look at this stuff. Where's... Okay. Total Wellness Publishing LLC. The authors of this book have expressed their good faith opinions, which are not established by conventional medical professionals. You don't say. Let me see this. We're just going to turn it. There we go. I know. Okay. All right. I feel like a teacher right now. Hey, Siri, stop. Shiny page. We hate it. This is lavender. Shiny page. We hate it. How to use this guide. We're going to read this stuff, though. Establish a foundation of basic knowledge for using essential oils. Learn what oils are, where they come from, and how to use them safely and effectively. I'm gonna do my Zoom thing again. Oops. No. Quick reference. Quickly look up any ailment and link it to the top recommended and most used essential oils with this A to Z index of ailments. Learn basic application methods and find cross-references for more in-depth understanding and to learn about other recommended remedies. Oh my God. I have volume 4 of this book. They're already on book 8. I'm scared to see what they have added. Well, we know cancer and tumors are in here. Natural solutions. Become familiar with individual essential oils, essential oil blends, and supplementary products. Discover how each oil is derived, common uses, basic emotional benefits, and insights. Focus areas. Reference focus areas to expand your level of knowledge and learn to address wellness in a more holistic way. Explore both conditions and symptoms to better identify root causes and corresponding protocols. You're telling me someone's not going to act like a doctor? And look at this. Oh my God. Explore and enjoy benefits of using essential oils for cleaning, cooking, gardening, fitness, children's activities, pets, on-the-go needs, and more. Integrate the power of essential oils into every aspect of life. Explore in-depth essential oil chemistry, substitutions, properties, uses through information charts, research, indexes, and more. Look, you cannot say that this doesn't look like a trustworthy source. Someone's going to see this. Look how thick it is. Look how nice the cover is. It looks like a textbook. You're telling me that someone isn't going to look at this and say like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to look at all the things that I need help with essential oils for. Sorry, I'm very self-conscious today. I'm having a low self-esteem, a low whatever. I'm going to try to not call myself names. I'm just telling you it is a struggle to stream and have low body image issues. So, y'all want to see? Okay, I'm just going to scan through this. I was going to scan through this and then look at this. Look at this shit. Oh my God. I need to lock this. I'm going to lock this real quick. Okay, look at this. Stimulating, uplifting, antiseptic, calming, antimicrobial, energizing, antioxidant. Citrus, bergamot, grapefruit, green mandarin, kumquat, lemon, lime, tangerine, wild orange. You know how we know this is for doTERRA? Because they have wild orange and Young Living does not. Okay? Anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, relaxant, antihistamine, analgesic, regenerative, antiviral. I feel like a teacher right now, and I will just say, kudos to all y'all your teachers out there. I'm sorry. What? Everybody okay in the chat? Warming, digestive stimulant. I know it's hard to read. I'm trying to like zoom in. I'm using my zoom in capability right now. Warming, digestive stimulant, immuno stimulant, aphrodisiac, I almost said something. Anti-emetic, anti-infectious, anti-parasitic. Immunostimulant, detoxifier, antiviral, antifungal, carminative, antibacterial, antiparasitic. YouTube, if you get to this point in the stream and you are deciding whether I am spreading misinformation or not, I'm trying to debunk this, okay? This is for calming. Nervine, grounding, neurotonic, sedative, restorative, neuroprotective. What? Taishay, what's up? Oh my God, Rosie Posey, that sounds awesome. Oh, good. Okay. We're going to turn off the Zoom. Oh my God, it keeps going. Stop it right now. Look at this. Antiseptic, invigorating, anti-inflammatory, insecticide, analgesic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-catarrhal, regenerative, relaxant, grounding, steroidal, analgesic, astringent. How can you say this? Look, steroidal, anti-inflammatory, cytophylactic, analgesic, restorative, antidepressant, immunostimulant, anti-mutagenic. Nope, it's open to the public. You can just buy it. That's how I found it. Sourcing, supplier, authenticity, quality, process. This is not, sorry. This is not a Young Living diffuser. How to know which oils to use. The greater the number of oils you have at your disposal, the more choices you can make and results create. I'm trying to figure out which light source is doing this. Let me turn my lights down a smidgety smidge. I have no idea why I'm so bright. I don't know. I'm like blown out and I'm not sure why, but it's okay. Yet deciding which oil to use in certain circumstances can be overwhelming, especially with so many options with overlapping qualities and properties. You're telling me that someone isn't going to read this and say, I know how to fix myself from anything that is ailing me based on what they're writing right here. Oh my God. We'll zoom in. Sorry, I hope this isn't making people sick. Adapt, breathe, calm, clarify, deodorize, detox, disinfect, energize, focus, freshen, ground, harmonize, regenerate, relax, renew, repel, restore, sedate, slim, soothe, stabilize, stimulate, thrive, tone, uplift, warm. Oh my God. I'm just gonna, I don't know. Is this gonna be good? That's a little better. Sorry, about the glossy pages. This looks just like a textbook, FYI, in my opinion. So we've got aromatic, topical. I'm just kind of going, oh my God, this is not a baby. It's showing you how to massage your essential oils into a baby. Oh my God, Shadow, I'm sorry. Abdomen, use circular movements only in a clockwise direction. Legs, always massage legs upward on the fatty or muscular areas only and avoid varicose veins. Massage feet from the toes to the heel with thumbs under the foot and fingers on top. Back, start from the lumbar region of the back and with 2 hands stroke all the way up to the shoulders along the spine. Slide the hands over the shoulders and return down to the side of the back. You're telling me that this... I know I keep saying the same thing over and over. So what? They have not put any labels on this. This is... Oh my God. This is almost page per page, like Young Living's Oil Bible, except they don't have the Young Living stuff. They've got reflexology. They've got hand and foot reflexology. Can they get away with it without disclaimers? Yeah. I mean, I get massages. I'm just saying that the way when I was in my Young Living groups, it's not just like, oh, massage without essential oils or just massage with coconut oil. They're saying like this oil's going to do this. This oil's going to do that. Look, and then we got all your reflexology, head, brain, teeth, sinuses, eyes, trapezius, esophagus, throat, pituitary, neck, nose, thyroid, bronchia, cervical spine, stomach, pancreas, duodenum, bladder, ureter, diaphragm, hip joint, liver, spleen. So I will tell you what we used to do. I do have that book. I need to see if I brought it with me. So what they would do is, oh, you're having something wrong with your liver. You're going to do these pressure points and put essential oils on and take essential oils how you were told to do it, and then do the pressure points with the essential oils on all these spots. The reason they made this book not connected to doTERRA, in my opinion, is because it frees them up to make more wild health claims if it's not coming from the company itself. For sure. I don't know, Aya, but they all do this for adults and kids, whomever. And I'm not saying alternative stuff isn't good. I'm saying that I know how these independent reps use this because we were taught to use them that way. Aroma touch technique. They're telling you how to do everything with aroma, like massages with essential oils on your family. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Like, they're very detailed instructions. These, we'll zoom in. We'll zoom in. This says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going this direction with the essential oil all the way up across the back with this aroma touch technique. Essential oils have a powerful effect on well-being. Just because they're using terms like well-being doesn't mean that they're not pretending to play medical doctor and prescribe oils for really big things. Just put cat treats where it hurts and let the floofs make biscuits. Oh my God. So, like, these words, they can say, like, oh, it's not doTERRA. On Guard is a doTERRA oil. There's no other company that makes On Guard. And if they really cared about doing something that didn't tie them to doTERRA, they would have not used names of essential oils that you can get at doTERRA specifically. And there is the trademark. Aroma Touch, trademark. Deep Blue, trademark. Wild Orange, Young Living doesn't sell Wild Orange. Young Living sells orange. So this is, to me, in my opinion, specifically for doTERRA reps. Yep, On Guard is trademarked. Or registered trademarked. So it has an R. Registered. Okay, sorry. Let's look at all the pages together. Doesn't seem to be working. When an oil doesn't seem to be working, so they've already built this in. Oils have an undeniable potent chemistry and are capable of impacting the body in significant and meaningful ways. Yet an oil chosen may still not work due to a number of factors. If confused, consider the following ideas to assist you in identifying ways to enhance results from your essential oil use. Application method, frequency of use, oil selection, quality, body health, and lifestyle. So they're going to say you're not healthy enough for the oil to use because it's too big of a hurdle to overcome with just the use of essential oils. I'm telling you what we were taught to say. Don't worry, we won't be going through the book the whole time. We'll probably look at a video because you know how much I love a video. Do y'all like looking at books like this though? Because I do. You know what's wild though? It says body health. What many people don't realize. Sorry, I'll zoom in. I'll be a professional. Shout out to teachers out there because I don't know how y'all do it. It's a little bit. Sorry, we're zoomed in a lot. I wonder if I can make this more crispy. I'm trying to see if I can make it crispier for you. It's okay. It's just not going to be the best. But the body health, what many people don't realize is that essential oils work chemically with and within the body, acting as messenger molecules, or what is known as exogenous ligands, enters the body like a hired outside management consulting firm, rapidly identifying what's needed and immediately sending instructions to whatever department needs to be involved. Imagine if no one were in the office, nothing could get done. If the body is void of necessary nutrition, then the oils have no way for their powerful instructions to be carried out. One of the most crucial ways for successful results from essential oil use is a healthy diet, high-quality dietary supplements, and vital daily wellness habits. So you're already being programmed that the oils are always going to work. It is you that is going to be the issue. It is your body that is going to be the issue. And again, y'all who are sciencey people in the chat may think, oh my gosh, that sounds wild. That's a weird metaphor. But to somebody who wants to believe this, that's going to say like, oh my God, I'm going to keep buying the oils because the oils aren't the problem. It's me that's the problem. Look at these diagrams. You're saying, oh my God. Okay. I probably should have music on, but I didn't think about that again. Oh. Receptor cells, odorants, they're basically villainizing smells that are not natural. The message of emotions, how those are tied in with your olfactory bulb or olfactory system. We can apply these principles to a particular scenario. A typical emotional response of fear ensues when merely thinking of public speaking or being in the chair at the dentist office. Suddenly, the person is perspiring, feeling anxious, and their heart is racing. These biological responses are the result of the chemical chain reaction and the thoughts that set that reaction in motion. So when we were listening to that Young Living lady and talking about reprogramming your brain with oils, and this is the same concept. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying they're talking about making you seem more plugged into your group with the use of essential oils. And oh, by the way, you can probably heal your trauma as well. The importance of the sense of smell, the power of essential oils, choose your mood. Sorry, this is bright. Let me lower down the brightness. The importance of the sense of smell, the power of essential... like, you're looking at this... That, and again, I'm just saying from my experience, it's obviously easier to talk about doTERRA than it is for me to talk about Young Living. But you're looking at this, you're looking at the graphs. This looks like a textbook. What they're saying seems to make sense. Someone really laid it out like this and didn't truly center these correctly. That's okay. The importance of the sense of smell, the power to choose your mood, practical application, move it. Studies indicate that moderate exercise of 30 minutes a day for 3 days a week has an antidepressant effect. Okay, fine. Again, do you see the subtle messaging coming through about if you're looking for answers to maybe the chemical imbalance in your brain, that you can say like, oh my gosh, move my body, smell this stuff, change my mood with smells. Talking about the messages of emotions and saying like, oh, it all actually really is in my control. How like the layering of this information is enticing to people when they are having, well, this is how the olfactory system works, or they take just enough to make it seem like, okay, I'm going to derail, I'm going to go and try this out. I mean, this book is almost 2 inches thick. And it's not just, here's some tips on something to use with a licensed therapist. It's like all the information at your fingertips. Rather than feeling victimized by our emotional states, what if we had our own apothecary of essential oils in the home? Such a collection offers a cornucopia of emotional states for ready access, like an eager child opening a box of candy, relishing the array of colors and designs and imagining the flavors, waiting to tantalize her tongue and brighten her spirit. We too can delight in selecting and influencing moods with the use of oils. That's what it says up here. So you're again getting this message that you're in control and you're the reason that you are sad, or you're the reason that you are happy. And if you want to be the reason, then you should be able to control everything with essential oils. Do y'all like this type of stream? I'm feeling, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't ask that question on a day that I am feeling self-conscious. Here are some additional look at this. They're going to say, oh, we're not associated with doTERRA. You're not? Here are some additional demonstrated mental and emotional benefits. Cleanse negative memories, reduce stress, anxiety, and tension, offset mental fatigue, uplift mood, calm the central nervous system, relax muscular tension, induce restful sleep, invigorate the senses, increase feelings of courage and determination, promote a cathartic effect, facilitating the release of stuck emotion, support DNA correction and expression. It fixes everything. That's what it's saying right there. Imagine with me. Who proved oils can do that? You know what's even twistier in the Young Living Essential Oils book? They have studies at the end of each chapter listed to prove what it means. Do I have the book with me? Who knows? God dang it. Please hold. Where would it be? I'll have to ask my mom where it is. I know. I'm a fully grown adult asking my mom where my stuff is. I thought I brought it here. The sprinkler people are here. Also, I need a snack. Hold on. I won't eat this right now. The dogs are about to bark. So, and look at this. Practical application. So they're not just saying this is hypothetically how you can use them. They go the next step and say this is how you use them. They did it over here in the massage. They did it here with reflexology. And I can tell you for a fact that people use these books like, I have this oil, I have this problem. They've told me that this oil can help this problem. Then they go to these reflexology points and they use it to self-diagnose and to treat different things. I know, Amazon. Here's the practical application. We'll zoom in. I feel like I want to be a teacher now. Like, I love this. Just kidding. I mean, I am saying that like I know teaching is hella hard, and so I'm just like the zoom in thing that I have. As essential oils are used topically, aromatically, and internally, the body's vibration is raised and its emotional frequencies are impacted, as is the capacity for emotional well-being. Why is there a space after the hyphen? Each individual oil with its diverse chemistry has the ability to be a tremendous multitasker and work in multiple areas of interest simultaneously. Additional benefits to essential oil use come from combining oils to create synergistic blends. See application methods earlier to learn more. Oh my God, Senator Amidala, that's awful. No, we are the frequencies. They believe it is a thing. They believe that rose oil has the highest frequency, and they believe that when you're, I'm saying sick, that your body is vibrating at a lower frequency, and to bring it back into health, you have to raise the frequency, and you do that with really expensive oils so that you can be raised into the frequency of health. I spent my first 25 years trying to debunk them on my own. It was so exhausting. I'm sorry. I bought into this stuff. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm embarrassed to say it, but I bought into it. Because they said, like, we have this machine and we measure the frequency of something and we write it down. Then we measure the frequency of somebody who has cancer. We write that down. We measure the frequency of someone who has, a cold. We write that down. We measure the frequency of food that comes out of a can. We write that down. We measure the frequency of a food that grows out in whatever. We write that down. And then they had a list in the Young Living book about like how microwaves kill the frequencies of everything. And that's why microwaves are making us sick, because we're eating food that has no frequency and it's not helping us stay healthy. And then, blah, blah, blah. I sound wild right now. Oh my God. I feel bad I bought into it and I believed it. I really do. And we know this is tied to dōTERRA, in my opinion, because the names, they are using the essential oils that only dōTERRA sells. If dōTERRA had an issue with them writing this book and using their oils, they wouldn't have 8 editions And doTERRA would have said, stop using our stuff in your book because it is irresponsible. And yet here we are, 8 editions in, and they're still using doTERRA names. We may need to take a break to watch a video because I'm like super hungry. Look at this. Abode, TM, doTERRA. Adaptive, TM, doTERRA. AirX, TM, doTERRA. Align, Amavi. Registered, doTERRA. Anchor, Arbor Vitae. Arise, Aromatouch, doTERRA. Balance, doTERRA. Basil, Beautiful, Bergamot. Bergamot mint, birch, black pepper, black spruce, blue tansy, brave, doTERRA, breathe, doTERRA, calmer, doTERRA, cassia, cheer, doTERRA. Oh, what's cheer supposed to do? Teaching is tiring. My sister's a teacher and she's underpaid and very tired. I don't know. I mean, we can send this stream to them and they can, if they want the book, I don't mind sending it to them. But the problem is they have all these disclaimers at the front that say this has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. But when all of the doTERRA balls, no, we can't say that. When all the people in doTERRA are told to buy this book because it's going to help them use essential oils, and all of the independent contractors are using this book in a way that is inappropriate, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. These are all... Oh, we can't see it. These are all the pages for... Oh my God, I just saw parasites. Focus and concentration. Replace your ADHD medicines with these. Detoxify. It's going to tell you what to do. And all of these are for emotions. These are the emotion index. If you're depressed, take Melissa. If you're shamed, take MetaPower. If you're unmotivated, take Motivate. If you're uptight, take Past Tense. If you're unenthusiastic, take Passion. If you're despairing, take Pink Pepper. If you're toxic, take Purify. If you're inflicted, take Raven Sara. If you're troubled, take Red Mandarin. If you're hurting, take Rescuer. If you're frustrated, take Roman Chamomile. If you're ungrounded, take Steady. If you're tired, take Supermint. If you're upset, take Tamer. If you're oppressed, take Tangerine. If you're distracted, take Thinker. If you're unyielding, take Time. If you're, this ungrounded is on both. If you're stubborn, take Wintergreen. If you're drained, take Wild Orange. If you're burdened, take ylang-ylang. If you're stagnant, take Zendocrine. Stop it. Zendocrine? Really, doTERRA? Look, it says unbalanced emotion and the balanced emotion. So if you are uneasy, take adaptive to become resilient. If you're bothered, take Manuka and feel revived. If you're disturbed, take Magnolia to feel confident. If you're faint, take Lime to feel enlivened. If you're disconnected, take Myrrh to feel nurtured. If you want to feel the positive emotion listed, use the associated oil. Look, like, we're not like joking around. Like, this is, if you are feeling the negative emotion listed, use the associated oil. They're like, just in case this wasn't clear enough for you, Here you go. Can you see, though, if someone has had trouble finding a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a licensed therapist to work with or a counselor, and they're in a vulnerable spot, and you listen to someone who maybe you already have a connection with, and they're a good salesperson, and they start talking about natural remedies that could play into religious growing up because no one wants to take, medicine. And they say, like, why wouldn't you want to go to the source to see if that can help you with your root issue? Be a power user. The essential life supports focusing on core elements. Essential lifestyle, which you didn't even center in the circle. God, who laid out this book? Look, right down here. We'll zoom in. Toxicity is found in our water, air, household cleaners, and chemicals, and many more things we put into our bodies. Minimize toxicity and create a clean environment inside your body. Use oils to safely clean your home and detox your body. Let me see if, really quickly, I'm going to see if our buddy Veronica Bay, I don't know if I can call her Veronica Schreier, because also I'm sorry for being late to the live stream. Let's see. Let me refresh this. We got Christina Smallwood going live for 8 minutes. We've got Dramus went live for 25 minutes. Oh my God. Brooke Ashley Banks from last night. Ray Higdon. Christina. Where is everybody? I'm trying to see if we can play a video really quickly while I eat something. Oh, nope, nothing new. Let's see if we can find a dōTERRA little video clip while I please hold. Let me just take this off screen real quick. Nope. There we go. Hold on. Let me put. Sorry, I just need to eat something really quickly. dōTERRA? What did I name this? Oh my God, I can't believe I put that name as my title of my video. Oh my God. How to use dōTERRA frankincense. I need about 5 minutes to choose something. So let's see. Videos. Popular. What is a dōTERRA essential oil? 1 million views? Oh my God. Pursue what's pure. Ask Dr. Hill about frankincense. Oh my God. Ask dōTERRA safe essential oil usage. Episode 1 with Dr. Hill. Wow, guys telling us how to use essential oils, my favorite. Just kidding. Okay, hold on. I just need to eat something real quick. Episode 1. Uh-oh. No. All right.
Hi, I'm Kirk Jowers, and for this episode of Ask doTERRA, we have Dr. David Cahill, the Chief Medical Officer of doTERRA and one of our founding executives. And one of my favorite parts of working at doTERRA is that my office is right next to Dr. Hill, and I get to go in every day, almost every day.
I think that's your favorite part. I don't know if it's my favorite part, but it's okay.
It's not considered a benefit for you, but to ask about my son, my wife, my dog. She don't seem to like my dog questions as much as my family questions, but you're always so nice. And so for this one, we turned it open to our followers on our different social media, and we got something like 500 different questions. And one question came through, which I'd learned about 5 months ago, sure. And I had buried it deep, Doc. I had buried it deep, and then I'd buried it deeper because I was so angry. I was so upset, and I never wanted to talk about it again. I certainly didn't want you to know because you have devoted your life to helping people with essential oils. I walk in and you're reading these medical texts, which I don't think I could even lift. So I'm just going to ask it flat. There is a company, a fairly large, reputable company that sells retail essential oils, and they have every oil, every oil for the exact same price. These are 100% pure, it says. 100% pure oils, and they are all the exact same price. So frankincense where you get from Somalia or some other Middle Eastern countries, they are like one tree in a desert.
What are we asking about? Did anyone send you the doTERRA essential oil pinata at a kid's party? No? Hey, can you send it to me on Instagram? We'll watch it too. We'll watch it.
Versus lemon, where there are thousands of lemons on a tree, thousands of trees in what they call an orchard, as I understand it. How is that possible?
Well, you're not the first person to ask me that question, and it does beg some interest. It is something that you should respond to. You know, if we look at essential oils, I think there's a couple of ways to talk about this, is that people a lot of times have their own descriptors of what an essential oil is. And for my purposes, and I think for everyone's purposes at large, a good thing to do.
Gary Young got in big trouble for his little like promo video, whatever he did on his fragrance and stuff, because he, in my opinion, from what I saw, exploited the people, and he totally lied about his relationship, about the good working relationship he had with the collection of frankincense. So I think I've covered it. I go live too much. I covered it last year. So
is to consider what's the intended use of the essential oils. So essential oils are not new. They're not something that people are unaware of. They're not new to industry. And so they're utilized in a lot of different ways. And so it becomes, at some point, an argument for economies of scale, that if we look at all of the essential oil use in the world, we most likely far surpass the actual amount of essential oils that are actually being distilled and being created in the way and in the context that we do at doTERRA. Which means that, of course, what you're ending up with is a derivative of chemistry, but not necessarily meaning that it's an essential oil. I think if we're looking at oils in the context of, I want something along the lines of, instead of Febreze, I want to use an essential oil, or instead of some other commodity that I might think of in a commercial sense, I just want to use an essential oil, those would be a good alternative for you. But if you're interested in health, if you're interested in the therapeutic benefits that we receive from what truly is an essential oil by scientific definition, then those don't fit that category at all. Not in the way that they're produced, not in the chemistry that's housed within them. So I've learned not to be angry about that, because it's, for the people who really know and understand the benefits of essential oils, they already understand that there's no way that you could possibly go through some of the dynamic of how we receive essential oils. The labor-intensive process is much of the time that's associated with receiving an essential oil in its pure form, in that therapeutic form that we need and want. There's no way that you could do that and then consequently sell that oil for $4 or $5. So just common sense will tell you something is amiss, something doesn't really register. But I think it's more simplistic than even that. People are just categorizing oils differently. And these oils that we're going to talk about today and that we represent in doTERRA always are for health benefits, not for common household uses. And so it's just not the same thing.
Did you know that Young Living got in trouble and had to remove the therapeutic name on their bottles because it makes it seem to the people buying it that they're buying it for a health-related reason? Like the court, like they got in trouble, from what I understand, with the court for saying therapeutic. It could be a marketing term, but it's a marketing term that tries to push people into believing that an essential oil is going to do something that it hasn't been proven to do.
Well, and you've counseled me on my anger. Diffuse more peace and less passion oil, a little more cedarwood, a little less cinnamon or whatever. But to me, it just completely defies common sense, because you walk through a supermarket and a raspberry costs a different amount than pineapples versus broccoli versus kale. These are natural products, and I don't mean to trash on lemon. In fact, I just put some lemon in my water there, and that takes 45 lemons to create this bottle. But probably the most single impactful photo I've seen since I've been at doTERRA, I've been here for 1 year now, was...
Hello, Danielle. I was screaming Elaine for the past 2 hours at the Emily D. Baker stream, ready for another train wreck. Yeah, we've been watching this because I was just taking an eating break, and then we've been going through this book. Oh, I've been streaming for an hour and 30 minutes already. Shoot.
This is Dave Sterling when he came back from Somalia, and he had that picture from his iPhone of this tree growing off the side of a cliff.
Side of a cliff. It's just this. You wonder how it survives. You wonder how it grows.
Right. It's not like those gorgeous orchards in Italy.
Yeah, that's right.
And so while we're talking about frankincense, so I get it. They're selling synthetic things like Skittles. You've got a blue raspberry. Never seen that in the wild, but it's available through the magic of candy makers. Now we get to essential oils. I spend a lot of time with our sourcing people, and they talk about the best places to get these essential oils. Some of these aromatic plants grow in different places, but not all are created equal, of course.
They aren't.
So frankincense. Somalia is not the easiest place to get an oil out. It'd be easier to get it in some of our Middle Eastern countries who are friends with our country. They don't have some of the inner turmoil. Why is that the chemistry of the Somalian frankincense so important to be in doTERRA oils?
Let's talk about it as a whole. Let's not just isolate.
I mean, from what I understand, and I could still be drinking the naive tea from being in a multi-level marketing company. As society and science has advanced, the concentration of some plants was used for certain kinds of benefits, and then as medicine moved forward, we didn't have to be as wasteful because we're developing things that help people with different ingredients and stuff. Someone smarter should say this. So, I know sometimes waste is a natural byproduct of something that is deemed to be useful for society and health and stuff, but I wouldn't say that multi-level marketing companies selling essential oils is the answer that anyone is looking for, especially because there's so much money built into the product that has to pay out these two, I can't say that word, lint lickers, and, everyone else who's making commission off the products. I am having to use a soft, nice name-calling word because I was going to say something else, and I'm not going to name call, except lint lickers is acceptable.
I mean, let's talk about frankincense, but let's not just isolate into that exclusively. And let's talk about it as a whole.
Synthetic alternative. Naivety. Where's our tea? We have our tea button. But this isn't naive tea. It's just spilling the tea, you know? This is our new video we've got.
Whole, because I think when we've already distinguished now that there's probably two main categories of what people would commonly refer to as essential oils. To be technical, I wouldn't call that other category really an essential oil. It has similar chemistry, but really synthetically derived. That's the challenge that's there. And then we have this category of therapeutic benefit, and that's an entirely different proposition. It's a
Yeah, just a heads up, even if we're taking quotes from some things, just give a heads up to people in the chat. If it's going to contain sensitive things, I'm not saying that I'm trying to make the world seem like a better place than it is, but there's people who like being surprised about reading something that was unexpected isn't like, I don't want that to happen. So if you're gonna if we can please still do the TW or CW before a quote, that would be awesome.
a different proposition because one of the primary requirements for that is what you speak to, how you're sourcing the essential oil.
Okay.
And not necessarily because of
I know we're all learning together. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
a botanical name or a specific species of essential oil. If we look at therapeutic benefit, regardless of the context, if we look at those health outcomes that we're trying to create, it's got to be associated with the chemistry of that oil. So there's two really important concepts there. One has got to be the purity of the oil itself. We really don't want any of that other category to find its way into these oils that we want for therapeutic benefit or for our family health uses. We just don't want that. So let's talk about it then in the context of purity, and let's talk about it in the context of chemistry, which is really creating that excitement. So when you look at the essential oils and you look at frankincense,
If you want the tea on this guy, he used to work for Young Living, and he was in the lawsuit that I was reading with Kat Benson. And so were some of the other people. There was a big falling out with the executive team in Young Living. They split and formed their own company, and then Young Living sued them, and dōTERRA won.
now. There's lots of different species of frankincense, but if we look at the chemotypes of frankincense or the specific chemistry within frankincense, it's a little more telling. So if we look at whether we're sourcing oil from Somaliland or we get an oil like Sakra from Oman,
I like how they say Somalia and then earlier, and then they say Somaliland. Like, I know it's not an official, but it is recognized in some parts as a separate place, even though it's been tumultuous in that area. So I find it a little bit like they're saying what they want to make themselves look better, but they don't even take the time to learn about the different areas that their essential oils are coming from, and that's frustrating.
for example, we still have to go through this assessment and this analysis of what's the intended uses and what is the chemistry profile that's going to allow us to do that. So we can rank oils in a lot of different ways. For example, we can rank oils through odor. And some people would say that if we rank it with odor, then Serrata as a frankincense oil might not be very pristine. It might not be what we're looking for. But if we look at Serrata's chemistry, it might be a little more advantageous to us. Sakra, for example.
I don't even remember. Is he a PhD or is he a chiropractor?
In some contexts is considered to be somewhat inferior. But if we look at it chemically, it can have a real value to us. So we primarily source three different types of frankincense oil. We source Carterii, Freriana, and Sakra. But if we look at the chemistry of each one of those, when we see Carterii and when we see Freriana, regardless of where they come from, if we get the purity and we get the chemistry profile that we're looking for, we have great diversity, which means we have lots of opportunity for therapeutic outcomes. If we look at Sakra, there's some criticism sometimes that can fall to Sakra because Sakra almost unilaterally is just one primary compound, alpha-pinene, and it can be as much as 80%, which means we don't get the chemical diversity. So while we might say that that's not as chemically diverse, maybe that's not as valuable, it actually has valuable in the context of the three. I would be highly critical if the only frankincense oil that we sourced was Sakra, because there's great limitation in some of the benefit you can receive from that because of the isolation of chemistry. So it's the whole process that you got to look at, and this is what makes our model so dynamic and also so powerful and very unique to doTERRA, that we really do end up with essential oils that are not only correct chemically, not only do we have the purity, but they have the intended outcomes we're looking for, and they're very unique to doTERRA. They're exclusive to doTERRA. So entirely different categories, and allows us to look at oils for their benefits and value in a way that we couldn't otherwise do.
Can you see how convincing he is to listen to? And the way that he speaks, this is sped up to 1.15. And if you had doubts about the efficacy of essential oils, listening to him say that they care about all these three things, about vetting the oils that they bottle for the people who are going to be buying them, and it sounds convincing. His name is Dr. Hill. I don't know what, you can go to doTERRA.com. Well, I don't remember his full name, but he says Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Hill. And the guy on the left is Kirk Jowers.
Well, and that's been an interesting discovery for me, is to learn that there are different species of these different plants, that there are different locations can have a huge impact on the chemistry.
That's right.
So we're talking about frankincense. I know we get a lot from Somalia. We get some from Oman. Can you kind of explain how and why that works out?
I mean, you need to source oils from different places just simply because of the chemistry profiles and the influence that environment and other things have on that. And we do source oils from those areas, including Oman. Our sakura comes from Oman. I think a lot of times people like to claim, or they like to say, that we're the only ones who can do this.
He is throwing direct shade at Gary Young right now. And at the time that this video came out, Gary Young was still alive.
The only ones who can export essential oils or export the resin from this area, region of the world. That's not true. There's no governing body for that. It really becomes a process of relationships and how you're sourcing and working with those growers and those farmers in those areas. So we do that more effectively than anyone else, and we do that all over the world, and Oman is certainly no exception.
That is direct shade at Young Living, and specifically at Gary frickin' Young.
That's one thing I love about asking you these questions. Some about
because I ramble on forever.
No, because I came from an area where I didn't know essential oils. I was in DC law firm, politics,
sorry, Karine.
academia, and I didn't quite understand it. And so I like that when I ask you questions about here's what my daughter is experiencing and what would help her, you won't just say use this oil. You would talk about the chemistry. And it helps me understand it, and you bring everything back to the chemistry and to the benefits that come out of it.
I think there's something, I would say two things to that just real quickly. First, I love the fact that you come from the background that you come from, because to me, you're the typical user of essential oils, someone whom probably does not know all of the chemistry, and I don't know all the intended outcomes, and I don't even know all the time how to use this oil exactly perfect. All the more reason why that discussion we just had is so critical. You need to be able to trust that process. That having been said, there's another side that's associated with this that I think that we recognize that the sophistication, the science associated with essential oils has changed. It's developed. It's an emerging market. It's not only something that is mandatory within the process that we're now looking at with essential oils, but if you're not heavily involved in that, you're doing the public at large a great disservice. And doTERRA is a science company. So we have no choice but to look at the essential oils for those intricacies. Because
why are they doing that? Now I can't unsee it. They're like wobbling back and forth, like going like this. Like, just stay still.
It's those intricacies that allow us to make better choices and better decisions about what
He's a doctor of integrative medicine. Interesting.
Oils we're actually going to provide, what oils we're going to make available for people.
I think that's more of a holistic approach, but I think it's still a medical doctor. I don't know.
To use, because you need to be able to trust that process.
Well, it was exciting for me, having lived a lot of my life in Washington, D.C., and
that dude has lived in Washington, D.C., Kirk Jowers.
And worked in those circles, that when Gallup and the Diplomatic Courier put on the Wellness Summit, the annual Wellness Summit, where Gallup does its 50-state survey and unleashes that, and that they had these amazing. They've always had it. But they had these amazing speakers, including from the Obama administration, from his cabinet.
Right.
They wanted you to be
Which
one
was
of
a little nerve-wracking. I wasn't quite sure why they wanted me there, but yeah, that's true.
Well,
That's true.
and I know why,
So
though.
it was a great honor, actually.
He was a part of the Gallup Wellness Summit. Is there a video? Squirrel Trail. Is it the Global Wellness Summit? DC means chiropractor? Oh, yeah, doctor of chiropractic. Hold on. I messed up. Sorry about that. Kirk Jowers worked on a Mitt Romney PAC back in 2012. Interesting. Global. Dr. Hill. Why can't I hear this? There he is. Why can we not hear this? Because the site is muted.
Today's world, health has become thoughts racing through my mind as I've heard each of the individuals speaking today, and I have to tell you, in today's world, health has become an adaptation to our changing needs, one that has individual definition and consequently one that requires to whatever
Global Summit on Well-Being in 2016. Perfect. Are we going to download this right now? Facebook private downloader. All right, we got it. We're not going to watch it right now.
Actually, I
It was
enjoyed
that historic building, and to hear so many people's discussion about wellness. And
Yeah, it was this really lively environment where there was this discussion about the changes that exist. Now, you could say in healthcare, because there were certainly those very specific discussions, but I think it was really also kind of monumentous in that it was a change, it was a discussion that was being perpetuated on the expectations in health, which is a little bit different conversation, but why I think there's this great interest that exists now with essential oils, these more lifestyle approaches that we can do as individuals collectively. So it was a really interesting
Thanks,
environment
Jay
to
Green.
be in, but a little bit challenging too. Yeah, it was interesting.
well, I continue to get comments. I was just in D.C. last week and had people talk to me about it and ask me questions about the oils, and so I tried my best to plagiarize the things that you've told me over the years, or just send them to your talk. But one question that
hell
came
yeah.
up prominently from our
Yes, medical misinformation has not knocked us off. That's awesome. Sorry for the ad.
social media requests for questions, and again, we had almost 500 last I looked, which was, I think, last night, was the internal use of
Sorry for the ads, but I'm glad we're still monetized. You know what I mean?
of the
essential
oils.
oils. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'd just love to get your take on that. That is a question that more sophisticated people are asking, and I ingest a lot of them, and so I'd like to make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
Well,
it was you.
I want a yarn ad. I got Pringles. Listen, YouTube, we need crafty ads, okay?
By the way, you taught me that past tense was not a single-use application.
Yeah, that's
so, anything
Oh,
you can help us with
Jenna,
that,
I'm
I'd
sorry.
appreciate.
Well, I think this is it's a difficult question in some ways because we're not just dealing with the basics of science and human physiology and the chemistry of oils. There's an emotion tied to some of this. Historically, if we look at essential oils, it's easy to find value in the uses of oils as they've existed historically. And internal use is one of those models. It's not something that's new. I'm surprised sometimes at the criticism that comes in, and I've over time have decided that the criticism primarily comes
Do y'all want to hear my conspiracy theory about Kirk Jowers? drop a tinfoil hat if you're a member in the chat if you want to hear my conspiracy theory.
Because people are largely saying, I personally don't agree with that or don't want to do that. And so my first message in response to that would be, don't. We all work within the comfort level of our knowledge, of our experience, of how we feel like the oils work best for us. So in my household, for
Okay. I think that doTERRA hired Kirk Jowers because of his relationships and his success in the political arena in Washington, D.C. And because of those relationships, he could do what he needed to do to get the ins and the, the favorable outcomes for lobbying purposes and or MLM friendly like things going on with Kirk, a part of the doTERRA company. Right? That's what I think. Not just like a lobbyist, but as a political influencer turned MLM influencer. But I think that he did that so that he could create favorable business environments for doTERRA.
For example, we have individual preference. I happen to use the oils in all of those ways. I use them topically and aromatically, and I use them routinely internally because I like what it does for me. So we could have this big, long discussion now and talking about metabolism in the body and talking about usage of essential oils, and we're beginning to discover more and more about how oils are metabolized and where the benefits are
For the love of God, fire this videographer.
coming from. That's a very exciting frontier, but I don't think that's where we want to go today, and I don't think that's where the answer really lies. I think it lies in the more basic elements of just human physiology. So the argument, as I oftentimes hear, is that it's just damaging to the tissues. It's damaging to the mucal layers within the body, and you could never do that.
And I will say this, like, I don't think that multi-level marketing companies have a political preference. They follow the money is my perspective.
Well, first
That's awesome,
off,
Sam.
we never purport
you get
that
to get
people
sleep.
should abuse or misuse the essential oils. I think that's something for everyone to remember, that if you're going to do things that encourage personal responsibility for your health, like essential oils, then you absolutely need to learn how to use them most effectively. And
Okay,
that
Marie,
includes
for
models
sure.
of safety. But to say that using oils internally is unsafe would also be inappropriate.
Oh, all the registered dietitians who have said taking essential oils internally is not maybe the safest thing you can do for your digestive system. What about those people who take tests to become licensed, registered dietitians, but licensed in the state that they're working in, who work with doctors, who work with people who are on prescriptions, who know how the human body works? Those people don't know what they're talking about when it comes to taking oils internally. I'd tell you to sit down, but get out of here.
So let's look at mucus.
Am I in top chat? I don't think so. Maybe I am. I'm in live chat. Is there someone? I'm for sure in live chat. It's selected. Is there something missing? I'm missing some of the words because I'm not feeling the best, so I'm not reading a ton right now.
Membranes for just a moment. And if you understand the process of mucal layers within the body,
I used to ingest essential oils. I used to make a zing. Well, it was Ningxia packet, 2 ounces, a zing, ice, a nitro, and then 2 drops of lime essential oil.
understand the production of mucus from the goblets.
No, I don't think that's what contributed to me having endometriosis, but it did give me lots of stomach difficulties.
Cells and the specialized tissue layers. The mucus itself really prevents contact with those specialized tissues themselves. It actually acts as a transport and a protective mechanism. And in fact, there's a lot of research that talks about how internal usage of essential oils actually is sustaining and supportive of those tissues and those functions very specifically in the body.
Not all mucus. What if you don't? I mean, is the mucus membranes or whatever going to be able to prevent the contact? Not for all people.
So I have a hard time with it in the context of saying physiologically, there's some reason why we shouldn't do that.
Because it's concentrated. I didn't even gone to medical school, and I know that. God, talk to a registered dietitian if you don't believe this. He's saying like, well, I can't have a hard time believing it. Some people are taking 30 drops of essential oils in their own little like vegetable capsule, taking it internally. 30 drops. A combination of essential oils. That's awesome, Sam.
Just does not make sense. The very basic understanding of human anatomy and physiology would tell you that that's incorrect.
A basic understanding of human physiology? Why don't you talk to a registered dietitian? Why don't you talk to an ethical registered dietitian, and then we can talk?
However, I understand the emotion that's associated with it. So the encouragement I often give people is, then let's use oils in the realm that you're most comfortable with, but let's continue to learn how to use them most effectively and as safely as we possibly can.
So he is saying that the most effective way is to take them internally, and he is trying to get people desensitized to the idea of using essential oils to treat maladies or whatever, something that's wrong with you, and you're doing it aromatically, God, I can't talk. You're doing it topically, and then you start trusting him because that's not hurting as much or at all. And then he's like, well, why can't you just take it internally? And then all of a sudden you're bought into this idea. I have a friend that was doing those veggie caps. Not sure if she still does. She was convinced it works. There was somebody that I was on their team. They have Crohn's, and they were doing between 20 and 30 drops of stuff a day. I was underneath her.
We should be careful.
Like in a downline.
Not to be critical of people who have found great value in a process or a method of use that for us maybe doesn't make sense, but for them maybe has been the complete solution. I talked to a number of people whom internal use is not only the best option for them, it oftentimes is the only option for their use because of some of the other issues that they're dealing with. So if we look at the simpleness of human physiology and have some basic understanding of that.
The simpleness of human physiology. Humans are not simple. Do you anatomy and what is it? An A and P? Anatomy and physiology, whatever it's called, that one class that's really hard to pass that you have to take if you're a nurse or a doctor, and you have to take AMP1 and ANP2 or whatever. That's just one part of it. And then you're also doing biology, human processes. Then you're also probably having to do internal, like more in detail. And then if you're a registered dietitian, oh my God, Majestic Wildfire. Well, thank God. Like we're not simple as just like a matter of like rule or whatever. Like it's not, I don't even know what to say. I'm just raging. You have to go to school for so long to understand human physiology. Thank you, Hannah.
We really categorically would say, yes, you can use oils internally.
Categorically, you can use essential oils internally. For the love of God.
Glad to know, because I use them quite a bit. But I'm even happier because you're generous in allowing me occasionally to.
AMP goes up to 4 classes. 3 and 4 are more niche. Oh my God. I love that. I get really nervous when I stream, and then I am like, oh my God, is that the right word? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's always a wild ride.
To come with you and to read some of the reports that you're going through. You have some amazing partnerships with Johns Hopkins and Duke and other phenomenal universities, medical centers, practitioners from around the world.
Right.
He works with people from Johns Hopkins?
And I appreciate how much you and your team of scientists and your medical team spend to ensure that we are up to date, not only on the chemistry, but on the safety.
Well, and you've said it correctly. It's a team of individuals. I would never want anyone to believe that somehow any of us work in isolation.
I don't think that y'all work in isolation. I think it's a group effort to make as much money as possible.
And we're so far past that now and the needs that we have. And so I'm fortunate in that I do, on staff here, I have a lot of PhDs and scientists, and we're focused on this exclusively. But in that outside environment, I do. We, for example,
My daughter has been doing those DC and the physics of x-rays. Holy moly.
in this internal use model, that wasn't just an arbitrary thing. It's nice to consult.
Definitely a lint liquor. We're just, if you have to call a name, lint liquor is approved, safe, gentle name, because we have lint rollers to fix that.
With ear, nose, and throat specialists. It's nice to consult their research, and we work with our partners very heavily in that way, and it does two things. It allows us to really assess things fully and make the correct decisions. But the other thing that allows us to do is it allows us to be forward thinking. It allows us to look at essential oils beyond just what we know about them, but for the possibility of what they may do.
I don't know. I mean, you also are held to account by your state medical board. You're also like, it can't all be conspiratorial. There are governing bodies in place that hopefully protect the consumer, the patient, whomever. And does it always work as it should? No, it does not. Is there a place for alternative therapy? Yeah, I think there is. Is this twisty as hell to listen to because we're listening to this guy talk to Kirk Jowers, and they're talking about how safe essential oils are when we've heard registered dietitian to be Brianna Jewell and dietitian Kat Benson and other dietitians who are in good standing with the states that they're working in talk about the potential dangers of ingesting a highly concentrated essential oil. That and him saying human body is so simple. We know that for a fact the human body is not a simple or a simple like thing to understand. So we know, like, we can go to the science and say that's patently false or that's blatantly false, whatever it is.
And what we can understand about
That's
them
awesome,
in the future.
Sam.
So a lot of our
Hope she has a good school year.
processes that way become linked. They become linked in what it is we're trying to accomplish and understand and unravel and unfold through research. And they become linked in this partnership with all of these wonderful individuals and institutions. And it's a great mode of discovery, but it's also a very exciting environment to be in. And in the end, we get the benefit through what we portray and do with the essential oils.
We get the financial benefit. Yeah, Kirk. Yeah, we're going to make a ton of money.
I love your passion about it. We were in Nashville, and I don't think I can disclose here because it might come out later, but one of these great institutions had
Yep. Essential oils are not for cats, in my opinion.
done some incredible studies. And
That's right.
You were talking about it as if, your son had just won the Super Bowl or something. It was.
Well, I get really excited about this because when you find people, it's one thing to have passion for the oils in your home,
Right.
which I and my
For sure. Yeah.
family do. But it's another thing to have passion in the professional world in which you live and work.
Down?
And to find this enthusiasm, genuine enthusiasm and energy
No.
for the
We got 100 thumbs ups. Holy moly. This is what sound should we play? I don't know.
You sit on a throne of lies.
I think he does. I don't know. Oh.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
Danger, Will Robinson. Oh my God, I love it. Let's go. We're almost done.
discoveries that are being made. And for us to not only be a part of that, but to drive a lot of that is extremely rewarding. So for me, it really does kind of feel that way a lot of times. I'm amazed at the partnerships that we have, but just deeply grateful because of the
Let's play the final countdown at the end of this video. Final countdown for sure. Lynn, many apologies.
energy that brings and the enthusiasm as you go through those processes, and at times make discoveries that you've thought to be true, you believe to be true, but now you know to be true, and you can see that and share that. That's powerful.
Well, thank you so much. We have about 350 questions to go, but I don't think we'll get those done today. But hopefully you'll come back and we'll continue to talk through these questions that
You work in the same building. Of course he's going to come back.
our wellness advocates and others have for us.
Always my pleasure, Kirk, and I think I would want everyone to know very clearly, our greatest desire is to help people use the essential oils for their greatest benefit and the outcomes that they're looking for. So we're always happy to help in any way we can.
Of course you are, because you make money.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and please continue to send in your questions using the hashtag AskDoTerra.
Okay. Oh my God, we're not playing another one of these. Get out of here. All right. Are we ready? Of course. Squirrel coming right up. Okay, we're probably going to get slapped. Hold on. I got to wait because the next part's there's no music? Oh no. Let's keep looking at this book. Just a little bit. We've got 11 minutes. No. Okay. Sorry, my fingers were there. Do. Okay. So you got good health. Health loves preparation. Oh my God, it's telling you how to use your essential oils in your purse or keep them on a keychain in your car, in your diaper bag or stroller. Okay. Safety and storage. This is probably not going to be the only time. Supercharger oils. Add heat. What? Why is it so bright? I don't understand. That's better. Kind of. All right. Safety and storage, sensation, photosensitivity, pregnancy and nursing, critical health, cleansing reaction. Occasionally, a person may experience a cleansing reaction. So they're already telling you that if you're having a reaction, it's probably safe. Storage, children and babies. The general rule is dilute oils for babies and children. Quick reference. Oh my God. Your kid is sick. Here's what we're going to do so you can get oils and use them for your sick child. Ailments index A to Z. We're going to read them all for you. We'll zoom in too. I keep saying we, like, I don't know why I keep saying that. Can we move over a little bit? No. Abdominal cramps, abnormal sperm, morphology, abscess tooth, absent-mindedness, abuse trauma, ache. Sorry, content warning for all of these. Content warning. the royal we. Me in the live chat. Ache, acidosis, acid reflux, acne, acromegaly, actinic keratosis, ADD, ADHD, addiction, Addison's disease, adrenal fatigue, age spots, agitation, AIDS or HIV, alcohol addiction, alertness, alkalosis, allergies, insect, allergies, pet dander, allergies, respiratory, Alzheimer's disease. But wait, there's more. Content warning, everything. Amoria, amnesia, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, anemia, aneurysm, anger, angina, ankylosing spondylitis, anorexia, anosmia, anthrax, anxiety, apathy. YouTube, we're not supporting any of this. Where is it going? Sorry, apathy. Appetite loss of, appetite overactive, ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome. In case you didn't know what it was, it tells you what it is over here and which oils to use. And which page to focus on. Arrhythmia, arterial sclerosis, a chronic disease involving the thickening and hardening of the walls of the arteries, occurring typically in old age. You're telling me they're not going to take advantage of older people? Arthritic pain, arthritis, reactive, asthma, ataxia. Loss of the full control to coordinate bodily muscular movement. Atherosclerosis, the increase of a waxy plaque in the inside of blood vessels. Athlete's foot, auditory processing disorder, autism, or Asperger's. Right there. A serious developmental disorder present from early childhood that impairs the ability to communicate, interact, and regulate behavior. But wait, we're only in the A still. Autoimmune disorder, autointoxication, avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, back muscle fatigue, back pain, back stiffness, bacteria, bags under the eyes, balance problems, baldness, basal cell carcinoma, bed bugs, bed sores, bed wetting, bee sting, Bell's palsy, benign prostatic hyperplasia, a non-cancerous case of the prostate that causes overgrowth of the prostate tissue, obstructing urination. Yup, Hannah. Binge eating disorder, bipolar disorder, bladder control, bladder infection. Bleeding, blisters from sun, blisters on feet, bloating, blood clot, blood pressure, hypertension. I'm reading this because I think sometimes it's like, oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, this cannot. blood pressure low, hypotension, blood sugar low, hypoglycemia, blood sugar high, hyperglycemia, blood toxicity or poisoning, body dysmorphic disorder, body myositis, body odor, boils, bone pain, bone spurs, brain fog, brain injury, breastfeeding, milk supply, breathing problems, brittle nails, broken bone, broken capillaries, broken heart syndrome, bronchitis, bruised muscles, Berger's disease, a blood vessel, I can't see it. A blood vessel disease with swelling and blockage from blood clots, typically caused by smoking. Bulimia, bunions, burns, bursitis. I'm sorry, if you're calcified spine, calluses, cancer of the bladder, cancer of the blood, cancer of the bone, cancer of the brain, cancer breast, cancer cervical, cancer colon, cancer follicular thyroid, cancer Hürthle cell thyroid, cancer of the liver, cancer of the lung. I'm just going to show you I'm reading it word for word. Cancer lymph, cancer mouth, cancer ovarian, cancer pancreatic, cancer prostate, cancer skin, cancer throat, cancer thyroid, cancer tongue, cancer uterine, candida, canker sores. So we look at colon, a cancer of the colon or rectum located at the digestive tract's lower end, geranium, xendocrine, rosemary, turmeric, DDR prime. Cellular Health, page 327. I am saying that people who are desperate for answers, they're going to listen to someone who said, I care about you and I want you to survive and I want, try everything you can. They're going to get this book. They're going to start buying oils. They're going to try whatever they can. And they do cancer lymph up here. So I'm saying these because we see the things that some people have been taking that I've been reviewing on my channel. Lemongrass, frankincense, DDR prime, tangerine, turmeric. It's not good. Candida, canker sores, cancer of the tongue, cancer of the uterine. Cardiovascular disease, carpal tunnel syndrome, cartilage injury, cataracts, cavities, celiac disease. Go to the doctor, avoid gluten. What in the world? Cellulite, chapped skin, chemical imbalance. Chemical imbalance. Oh, someone like me, you've got a chemical imbalance in your brain, just take these essential oils. I'm saying that I'm not crazy. Xendocrine, Melissa, or Cheer, Adaptive, DDR Prime, Forgive. Why would they name something that if there's not some twisty ideology about why you're sick because you're holding on to stuff? Yep. Chemical sensitivity reaction, chest infection, chest pain, chickenpox, chiggers, cholera. Cholesterol high. Chondromalacia patella. Damage to the cartilage under the kneecap known as runner's knee. Chronic fatigue, chronic pain, circulation, cirrhosis, clogged pores, club foot, cold body temperature, cold common, cold hands, feet, nose. I'll read some of it in Baby Snark. I'm just like, you know how sometimes when you're like, no, it was bad in a group, and they're like, oh, well, you have a good brain. Like, you seem so normal. Like, you know, how could you have bought into this stuff? You know what's even twistier? Like, I am in pain most of the time and I am tired, but it is because of something else that they have a strong sense that I have. And if I would have just gone to this and done a fatigue syndrome, like you would have been treating the wrong thing, or you wouldn't have even gone to the doctor and been able to go get answers because you're like, oh, it's this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to try to get this. My mom's texting me. Hold on. Sure. Hold on, I gotta email my spouse something. I'm trying to forward something to Dave from Dad because Dad keeps not sending him the right email. This is on camera, so it's okay.
There's no spices except salt on there.
Okay.
And butter.
Forward. Cancel. Can I send the book to the FTC? I'm going to send them this first, and if they want the book, then I can mail it to them. The problem is I have no relationships with anybody at the FTC. There's nobody like, okay, DC, we'll have this open and we'll be able to store this stuff if we ever go against dōTERRA or whatever. And it's like, cold sores, fever blisters, colic, colitis, coma, concentration, concussion, lack of confidence, confusion, congenital heart disease, congestion, conjunctivitis, connective tissue injury, constipation, convalescence, convulsions, corns, cortisol imbalance, cough, whooping cough. I almost died from this. Cradle cap, cramps, intestinal. Cramps intestinal, like they're saying, oh, Digestin, Tamer, marjoram, ginger, turmeric, cardamom. I am taking multiple medications for cramps that essential oils did nothing for. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's a degenerative neurological disorder that leads to dementia and is incurable, also called a human form of mad cow disease. And they have essential oils, internal and topical. They're telling you to take this for that. It's Creutzfeldt Jacob disease. Creutzfeldt Jacob disease, Crohn disease, croup, crying baby. A sudden, loud, automatic, or voluntary vocalization in response to fear, pain, or a startle reflex. Children, page 331. Cushing syndrome, cuts. Cyst, cystic fibrosis. Dandruff, deep vein thrombosis, dehydration, dementia, dengue fever, dental infection, depression, deteriorating spine, detoxification, diabetes, diabetes gestational, diabetic sores, diaper rash, diarrhea, digestive discomfort, diphtheria, diverticulitis, dizziness. I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's D-O space Quervains, Quervains. Tenosynovitis, Do Quervains denosynovitis. Inflammation of the tendons on the side of the wrist at the base of the thumb commonly causes pain when grasping anything, turning the wrist, or making a fist. Down syndrome, drug addiction. Dry skin, dumping syndrome, dysentery, dysmenorrhea, the existence of painful cramps during menstruation. No shit. Like, look how thick this section is. And Veronica Bay and other people who are in doTERRA are like, get this book. Look at all these things that you can fix. This is my second vegetable of the week. It's green, so it's getting out. Yep. They did say Down syndrome. They do not care that it's a chromosomal thing. Dysphagia, earache, ear infection, ear mite, E. coli, eczema, edema, I don't know, ehrlichiosis, a bacterial illness transmitted by ticks that causes flu-like symptoms ranging from mild body aches to severe fever. Electrical hypersensitivity syndrome. Emotional trauma. Emphysema. Endometriosis. A condition which part of the tissue similar to the lining of the uterus grows in other parts of the body and causes severe pain. They're telling you to take clary sage, thyme, geranium, DDR prime, and rosemary. Endurance, poor. Right there. Endurance, poor endurance. Energy, engorgement, epilepsy, Epstein-Barr virus, erectile dysfunction, esophagitis, estrogen imbalance, exhaustion, dry eyes, swollen eyes, fainting, fatigue, fear, and fear of flying. Engorgement of your breast while breastfeeding. Bye, Rosie Posey. I'm sure I'm way past my time. I am. Fever, fibrillation, fibrocystic breast, fibroids. My mom had to have, okay. Fibromyalgia, Fifth's disease, human parvovirus B19. Fleas, floaters, flu, influenza, focal brain dysfunction, focus, food addiction, food poisoning, fragile hair, frozen shoulder, fungal skin infection, fungus, gallbladder infection, gallbladder issues, gallstones, ganglion cyst, gangrene, gas, gastritis, gastroenteritis, or the stomach flu, gastroesophageal reflux disease, genital warts. There's no way we're still monetized. Oh, God. Lord. We dropped off after I started reading this stuff. Oh, my God. Giardia, gingivitis, glaucoma, goiter, gout, Graves' disease, grief, growing pains, Gulf War syndrome. Are you kidding me? Gulf War syndrome, a prominent condition affecting Gulf War veterans with symptoms including fatigue, headaches, joint pain, indigestion, insomnia, dizziness, respiratory problems, and memory issues. Gum disease, gums bleeding, H. pylori, dry hair, hair loss, oily hair, halitosis, hallucinations, hand, foot, and mouth disease, hangover, hardening of the arteries, Hashimoto's disease, hay fever, headache, headache from blood sugar, headache from your sinus, headache, tension. My mom's laughing at me, I think. Hearing in a tunnel, hearing problems, heartburn, heart failure, heart issues, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, heavy metal toxicity, hematoma, hemochromatosis, hemophilia, hemorrhage, hemorrhoids, hepatitis, hernia, hiatal, hernia, incisional, herniated disc, herpes simplex, hiccups, hives, hoarse voice, Hodgkin's disease, hormonal imbalance in females, hormonal imbalance in males, hot flashes, Huntington's disease, hydrocephalus, hyperactivities, hyperpenia, hypersomnia, hyperthyroidism, hypoglycemia, hypothermia, hypothyroidism, hysteria, ichthyosis vulgars, an inherited skin condition that occurs when the skin does not shed its dead cells, also known as fish scale disease, because of the similar appearance. Impetigo, impotence, incontinence, indigestion, infant reflux, infected wounds, infection, infertility, inflammation, IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, inflammatory myopathies, ingrown toenail. When you think, I know this is boring. I don't know what to say. Like, it gets worse. We're going to have to probably do a part 2. We're on page 70 right now. Oh my God. I'm just going to have to do like come back for part 2 because I'm not feeling the best. It also makes me angry that that this type of stuff is used to as like a cure-all. And it's like, well, what would have stopped me from going and doing this? On 99? You're coming back? Why are you texting and driving? Oh, how many pages are in it? 500. Hold on. 575. 76. 575 pages. And in case you didn't know, they have all of the listing in the back to look up the oil or the problem, so you can go straight to the page and look at it. I'm sure he's not texting and driving. He doesn't do that. I hope he doesn't do that. The Gulf War syndrome got me. Thanks, Purple Magic. Yeah, it's a lot. Because you look at this and you hear someone who is your friend and they're saying, oh, I can help you with epilepsy. I can help you with whatever. I could help you with like your endometriosis. I could help you with your depression. I could help you with whatever, and then you get sucked in. And look at this book. We have this awesome book that tells you that the big pharma doesn't want you to know, and you can use this book to help keep you and your family well, and no one is keeping this behind a paywall. And you can have this, and you can try it, Bye, Georgie. So, thanks for hanging out. More to come from this book, Fluffery. It's twisty as hell. If you're at this point in the stream, and if you don't mind, I'm going to play an ad to see if we're still monetized. And then I'll come back and we'll play the outro in like 5 minutes. Are we still monetized is the real question. Thanks, Jenny. The fact that they left you with a negative message is horrible as a church. Heck yes. Okay. As a church member of a mainline church, I too am often appalled by people of faith comments. Yep. Will I be streaming tonight? I think so. Oh, we should raid someone. Let's raid someone. If you got an ad, blink blanc. Okay. YouTube. I should have done a part 1. I'm going to use this cover for more doTERRA stuff because Charlton Heston is iconic. Is anyone live right now? I think Julie Anderson is live. Let me see. Edit. What time is it? 4:57. Manage. You have a VPN? Yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all watching the ads because it does help me. Edit. Customization. Redirect. Wait. Clowntown's going live at 6:15 tonight. Wait, is Julie Anderson still alive? All right. Let's just go to Julie Anderson's, okay? All right, y'all, you're awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out. Give Julie a snarky raid for me, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.